Hello, hello. I'm trying a different format. I have a camera person and I thought that I would just show y'all around my apartment and some of the stuff that I have that I really like. So we can start here. This is my reading chair, which came from my grandmother's house, and it's very comfortable, and I have a lamp for reading. It's very nice at night. I have this shelf that kind of is just like a catch-all for things that I either want to display or that I want to have like readily available but don't have a good spot for, like my Kindle. This is like a shelf of childhood stuffed animals. I got this bear like the day I was born, and then this was my old baby blanket, and they were very treasured. And then my Gigi, which I also loved as a child. And I want to show off, I don't know if we can get close enough to see this, a vintage Votes for Women pin that I found at my grandmother's house. I don't know how vintage, she didn't know what it was from, but it looks very old and pins aren't made like this anymore. Next we can go over here. I have my two childhood dogs, paw prints, and this hat below it that I never wear, but it looks nice on the wall. And I have a theory that I look good in every hat. And I think I look good in this hat, but it's still not my style. But it was at one point, and now it just gets to be on the wall. And then my cousin drew this, painted this. My friend who lived in China got me this. Another friend of mine painted this. I got that in Disney World. It's a silhouette of me, which I just think is ridiculously cool that it was cut out of paper. I cannot imagine doing that.
That was cut out of paper?
Yeah. It took like a minute. I just sat down and turned sideways, and the guy just had a black piece of paper and just snip, 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 snip all the way around.
That's wild.
I know.
And what are these up here?
That was from, those are from an artist in Washington, just outside of Seattle. I bought them at just like a local artisan store. I think they're postcards. And I wanted to get 3 different ones, but they only had 2 kinds in stock, so I just got 2 otters because they're one of my favorite animals. This stuff is just like, these were from Target, but they were one of the first things I picked out for this apartment because I was like, this is the aesthetic, this is it. And then that was from just Etsy, just something cute to go above my bed. And this, so the bedding is not, oh ho ho! What are you doing, goof? So the bedding is not anything interesting, it's just from Target. But this pillow, my friend Reba did the watercolor of the leaves, and she has a Society 6 shop. And everything is really cute and pretty. I like it a lot. Now, I'm going to pull away to the other side. My ukuleles, all of my desk stuff. I really want to raise this shelf just a little bit, like a few inches, because it kind of is at the same level as the top of my computer. Just a lot of work. So I have not done that. And then I just have cute little prints from local artists, and a Polaroid of Calvin. And then my wands are very special because both of those chose me at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I went through like the wand experience there 3 times, and 2 out of the 3 times I was chosen to have a wand choose me. So, and then on this wall we have a print from an artist that I thought was really cool, and this is a family friend, is a woodworker, and so he does these wood pieces that have resin inside them, and they're really pretty, and I have some jewelry that he did as well. It's really, really lovely. So these 4 were from another local artist. Every year my parents and I for a long time would go to this like Christmas market, and I was really into this artist like in high school, and so we kind of had a tradition where every year my parents for Christmas would buy me like their smallest print because they're incredibly talented and so their stuff is very expensive. And so yeah, 4 years in a row I got some really cool prints, and I accidentally didn't match the frames, but it's hard to tell, so it's fine. Okay, so I have my bookshelf, which I probably will do a thorough bookshelf tour at some point because I think those are really interesting. These are just like interesting things that I didn't have a good spot for. This came from my dad's, like the bird thing was from my dad's childhood bedroom. I don't know where it came from, but we found it at one point and I was like, that's interesting. I like it. Great. And then, hey Calvin. Calvin's getting comfy on the couch. I got this tapestry for this space. I knew I wanted something big behind the couch and something fairly neutral but also really interesting. So that's kind of my thought process in choosing this piece. And then I have the same artist. I got a pillow from them, but it's a dinosaur version. Very fun. And then down here we have my fail brick, which, hi, do you like it? It is a brick that is wrapped with this like woven cloth thing upon which the word fail is embroidered. There is a story here. This was in my grandparents' house, and I believe on my grandmother's side there were people with the last name Fail, which is unfortunate. And I do not have an explanation for why they embroidered their last name upon a brick. But this was in my grandparents' house for my entire childhood, and I always thought it was very funny. Calvin! Yep, there he goes. But when my grandparents were moving out of their house, they had all these things that were their treasures, that were things that had been in the family for multiple generations and that needed to stay in the family. And the fail brick was one of them. And shockingly, no one else in the family wanted the fail brick. And so I said, I must have it. And so now it sits next to my TV stand. This Winnie the Pooh poster is from 1968. I found it in with my childhood stuff when we were going through my parents' house. Don't know why I had a Winnie the Pooh poster from 1968. I don't remember having it as a child, but it was with my childhood stuff, and it's cool. So, and it was also falling apart, so I had to frame it. It's like very, like you touch it and it feels like it's gonna fall apart. Are you noisy? And then I missed this. This is a record that I painted. I painted it the night before I graduated college. It just happened that way, but it's like a very distinct night in my memory. And then this is my Percy Jackson wall. The story behind this is that my aunt knows Rick Riordan, the author of the Percy Jackson books, so every year for Christmas or birthday, she would get a print of the cover and have Rick Riordan sign it to me, and so they all say like, to Christina, a true half-blood, Rick Riordan, or to Christina, a great young demigod, Rick Riordan. So, I like them a lot. And this was my prophecy when I went to a literary camp as a kid that was based around the Percy Jackson series. So, like, you go and it's as if you're going to Camp Half-Blood, and I got a prophecy. It's really cool. And then one last thing is in my kitchen, I have this bear painting that I did myself, and I'm very proud of it. It's the only like painting of a thing that I've ever done that I really liked. And I took an art class, and it was the very first day of the art class I painted that, and nothing else lived up to it. So that is it. That's my apartment.